All right. How about this? I'll give you one thing that you can chew on. You ready? Acceptance, accepting, and being acceptable in the U.S. Go.
Oh, that's a whole lot to chew on.
Here it is.
I don't understand. What are you talking about?
Okay, so you have acceptance. Then you have accepting others. And then you have being acceptable.
I've not been acceptable for a very long time. Since I was probably about
Let's talk
17.
about this from your expert expat position. Yeah, you guys are expert expats.
Wouldn't you be too?
Look, man, it's my question.
Yeah, but
So, what do you guys think about
we live
this?
all the same place we live.
Acceptance is usually going to be like expats coming into the U.S. and having what they've become be something that can be accepted.
It is not. It is not accepted. We are looked at like we are aliens with 3 heads and 4 toenails coming out of our earlobes. We are just.
Wow, really love painting a
that-
picture,
wow,
don't you?
that was-
Good lord.
Whoa!
It's like a Star Wars character.
You know somebody like that?
No. That's just
Is
how
that one
they
of your
look at
is
us.
that one of your friends?
That's just how they look at us.
Okay.
Because we are
I'm getting my tan.
totally different people. We don't behave the same. We don't think the same. We don't expect the same.
Oh no. And we don't we call during the podcast is what we
Sorry.
do. So
It's just we're so
is it more difficult for the expat? The American expat?
yes, because we end up shutting down.
What do you mean?
Well, we stop having the conversations. We stop sharing the experiences. We stop. We just basically shut down and we stick to us,
The expats or the
the
Americans?
expats.
The American expats.
We
I said-
inside the country.
I said this to someone that this is a phenomenon that happens to expats when they come back here, that they stop talking about what they've been through, what's happened, because one, those stories are not
They're
they
not
tend not to
believed.
be acceptable to an American audience of just regular people that have no real care for understanding the world around them. So then you end up with you talking about things and experiences to illustrate a point without a common frame of reference that gets thrown to the side as not important or not relevant. And you don't necessarily know, for the most part, you may not know what has transpired inside of the U.S. that would be analogous to what you're talking about.
Right.
Because you weren't here.
Well, and there may not be anything.
And there may not be anything. That's true.
You know, we talk about our experiences in China, and the most common response is, well, I don't want to go to China, or I couldn't live there, or I couldn't do that, or how did you handle that? How could you cope with that environment?
But not as a desire to know more information
Right.
about that.
It's just like, oh,
Like, how could you do that?
right.
And then move on.
They don't really. The questions aren't a real question.
Right. It's not a question to understand, say, social dynamics or something like that. And that to me is kind of interesting, because then you have become not acceptable.
Yeah. Well,
In some ways.
I listened to a podcast about expat teachers.
I need one of those metal things.
No. And one of the interviews I was listening to, the person being interviewed said that they can't ever see coming back to the US full time because it's like when he came back home from going to an HBCU, they talk about the talented 10th and how difficult it is for them to reintegrate into their home environment,
Their community.
and he said every single expat experiences that when they return to the US. It's that same kind of you think you're better than us kind of that's what they're met with. This
You can't tell me nothing.
right. You're not, your experiences are not acceptable or valid, or you shouldn't have accepted that experience the way it went, or why didn't you do this? And when he said that, I remember you talking about how difficult it was for some people within the talented 10th, and that just really struck a chord with me because when I listened to the interview, I hadn't been back to the U.S. since we left, and I couldn't picture it. And now that I'm in the middle of it, damn.
That's it? That's the takeaway? Damn.
It's just, we shut down. I mean, and I can understand.
Not describable?
Yeah, there are no words really. Like, I'm itching. Like, I just want to pack up all the clothes and just get on a plane, like right now, like right this second. And everybody keeps saying, "Oh, you'll come back. You'll come back." They don't know me.
Yeah, I guess I don't
know why
get
people
that.
think that you'll come back, 'cause
But I guess the comeback thing, yeah, you might come back to the U.S. for all kinds of different reasons, but not that you come back to this way of life for the rest of your life. That part of comeback, I think expats either, like if I was to come back to the U.S. now, I wouldn't live in an urban environment. I wouldn't really live around people at all. I would probably choose to live quite a distance away from other people.
like somewhere in the country.
Yeah, I would choose to be away because of this, because you would feel like you don't fit in, like you're
But
not
then-
part of that.
But even in that situation, you're still removing yourself from the situation because
you would
so
remove
what's
yourself.
the point
No,
of
I'm
even
saying,
returning?
well, it would be the same point as living abroad and not being a part of the society there too.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's what I would do. I would go find a piece of land that had a house in the middle of it, and I'd be away from everyone else, and I could just do what it is I wanted to do with the land, with the house, and it wouldn't be I want to come back to America and be a part of what
No.
America is. You'd be like those people that went out to like Montana and just have a shack or
Yeah.
whatever, and that's it.
I'm good.
Get that Far Cry 5 landscape.
Or what are those people? The people that went out before the Dust Bowl.
Pioneers?
No, they weren't called pioneers. What were they called? No,
That's an actual people.
no, the people that went out there, the trailblazers, the ones that went out where nobody was and set up shop. That's more akin to what I would be doing, because I wouldn't want to be. I mean, who really wants to come back here and deal with the politics, the stuff? I don't see it as being a great way to live. I mean, that's why you left in the first place, right?
Right.
So
Well, that's why we left.
I think a lot of people leave because of something is not satisfying.
Well, I've been reading more and more about, especially on the traveling mom's pages. More and more black families are leaving. And they're not just talking about it anymore. They're actually selling their house and they're, getting property abroad or finding jobs abroad or...
But isn't that going to be that talented 10th you were just talking about?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
people in the hood that don't have those kind of, one, aspirations, but two, means, they're not going to be able to do that.
Right. Well, I'm assuming, yes, it's the talented 10th. It's so the country's going to experience a brain drain, like what happened in New Zealand.
I don't think that's going to happen because we keep putting out those people. We keep doing it every year. I mean, how many people graduate from our universities and
And can't
colleges
get a job.
every year? I mean, I don't think a brain drain is really the problem for the U.S. and having expats. I really don't. Maybe in certain industries,
Yeah.
but not in general. Like you get up and you look around and go, we don't have people to do most things. It's like, nah, that's not going to happen because we're going to keep having people graduating. I mean, you got people graduating, 3 times a year?
Yeah. I spoke with a lady this week.
Now, they have to be willing to move around the country, but they're there.
I spoke with a lady this week who was asking, what we did, and I told her, we're teachers, we've moved around the world, and she said, oh, my daughter is teaching online right now, Chinese students online, because she can't get into the country. And this is her first year teaching. And I said, okay, well, we taught in China, and she said, she's so excited, and I can't wait to go visit her, and blah, 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 blah. And she just said, how long have you been here? And I said, we've been here, almost 2 months now. And she said, oh, it must be killing you.
A little bit.
And I said, yeah. She's like, I can't stand to stay still. I don't like to be here. She said, I like to travel, 8-10 times a year. I don't know how you do it. And I just looked at her and I said, it's tough. It's really tough. And then she's the first person who wasn't an expat that actually got it. But that's because she traveled so much.
Right. That's it?
That's all we got.
That's all we got? Really?
Yeah.
If you want to find the Traveling Fars, you can find us on the YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, iTunes, Spotify, and all the places where podcasts are sold at the Traveling Fars. If you like the Instagram or the Twitters, Traveling Fars. If you want to send Karen an email, travelingfars@gmail.com, and the blog space, thetravelingfars.blueberry.net. No E's in the blueberry.
Don't forget to check out our Patreon.
Right down there.
Patreon.com/thetravelingfars. Give us your money.
Because we'll take it. And we're going to need it.
And
We need it now.
now you can get some sweet tasty merch,
Merch at all the shops.
and you can still give us your money. And you get some nice designs on your clothing,
On your stuffs.
on your mug.
And they got lots of stuff. It's like 200 items
Yeah,
on
it's
there.
a lot. It's a
So-
large variety
So you can get something for almost everybody and accessories.
in different colors.
All with the Traveling Fars on there. And the Traveling Fars podcast. And then Keegan's stuff. And then
my stuff.
Aaron's stuff. And then my stuff.
We still have to make some exclusive content for the Patreon.
That's a lot of stuff.
We still do have to make some exclusive things.
Now
for
you
the
want to be
Patreon.
exclusive too?
Well, that's what the Patreon's for. We just don't know
Patreon,
what to really
you
make.
get
of
over
that.
there, we'll hook you up with stuff too.
Once we figure out what that stuff is.
We just take a thing and make it exclusive. We just don't put it up there for the other thing. We don't have to change anything.
The point is, give us your money.
Yeah, we'll take all the money. And Karen, where else can they give us money? Now that we have maybe more, 2 more months here?
No, we do not have 2 more months. The GoFundMe,
Which we now need really badly.
the Traveling Fars, is our
Move to Poland.
That's our GoFundMe.
But you can search both things.
You can also go to Facebook to Far's Fashions and get to our merch shop from there.
So many things.
So many things.
So many ways.
So many
Spend-
ways to
spend-
give us the monies.
Spend your money on us. We are your store.
I mean, think about it. All your kids just came home. They're not going to school now, so they're going to be sitting at home. So all those things that they would have had to do at university, you just give us that money.
Yeah. You don't need it.
You don't need it. We need it.
We need it.
All right.
To update our, bring you the good quality that we had before.
High quality under the
Spotlights.
Which weren't hot before, but it's hot now.
It's hot now. Our one and only light that moves. It's our one and only light. This is the best light, right? That's what they always say. All the YouTubers say. Always use the natural light. We use it, and it costs us nothing.
And it hurts.
Oh, it gives you a little color, man. That's good for you, because you're now nice and
Pink.
almost not off-white. All right. Say goodbye to the people.
Bye, people.
Say goodbye to the people.
Like cinnamon milk.
Say goodbye to the people.
Horchata.
Peace.
Horchata.
2 fingers.
I think cinnamon milk is better.
Horchata.
Horchata sounds like a drag queen.
Oh, we didn't talk about Chi Chi.
It's okay.
Rest in peace, Chi Chi.
I have no idea what you're talking
And pneumonia. There's complications from pneumonia. She was 34.